Good evening and welcome to this abridged edition of Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. We're transmitting live from Abuja. I am Ronke Kolawole. Ibrahim Abubakar, the second Nigerian released by the Saudi Arabian authorities, is now with the Nigerian consulate in Jeddah. Ibrahim, who was arrested for alleged drug offenses similar to Zainab Aliyu, got his freedom following the intervention of the federal government. Meanwhile, the Buhari Media Organization BMO says President Muhammadu Buhari should get all the accolades for the release of Zainab Aliyu by the Saudi Arabian authorities. In a statement by BMO, the action of the president demonstrates that he considered the plight of Nigerians all over the world, irrespective of the place or status, as deserving of the welfare and protection of government, especially where their innocence is established. While commending the president for his prompt intervention, the group calls for the immediate prosecution of members of the cartel that planted and tagged the banned substance in Zainab Aliyu's name. BMO therefore calls on Nigerians to imbibe the spirit of nationalism and allow change to truly begin with them. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari is saluting journalists in Nigeria as they join their professional colleagues around the globe to mark the World Press Freedom Day. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, states that the President urges Nigerian journalists to use the day to appraise and recommit themselves to the ethics that guide their noble profession. The President notes that without adherence to ethics, professions turn awry and become part of national malaise rather than solutions. President Buhari affirms that his government will continue to ensure that the media is not merciless in any way and guarantee press freedom at all times. He also hopes journalists will use the freedom responsibly and for lofty ideas of national unity and development. And as the world celebrates World Press Freedom Day, practitioners and the profession have been advised to practice all the ethical standards of the profession. Guest on NTA's Current Affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria, today said credibility, funding, and inability of the social media to regulate content remains a challenge in journalism practice in Nigeria. Serafina Okon reports.
It is said that where there is no freedom of expression and information, there is more likely to be trends of bad governance, violence, and underdevelopment. That explains the declaration of World Press Freedom Day by the United Nations to draw attention to the fundamental principles of freedom of expression.
Therefore, press freedom is fundamental to the existence of democracy. Press freedom is also important in the survival of the people.
Under the Buhari administration, the mass media in the country enjoy an absolute freedom of expression, in fact, up to a fault, because at some point you tend to think that it is moving towards licentiousness.
Guests on the program say freedom of expression as enshrined under Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is massively conveyed through the media. However, combating the spread of fake news is cited as challenge confronting the media world today.
Disinformation, fake news, and its spread, because oftentimes it is said that journalists are the purveyors, those that disseminate, fake news. But if you look at it critically, you find out that those who are involved in this are not truly journalists.
The guest called on the federal government and political players not to interfere with news content, but rather create a safe environment for journalists and provide better remuneration. Journalists, on the other hand, were advised to avoid destructive journalism, be objective and self-regulated. Serafina Okon, NTA News.
Let's talk about road infrastructure. The reconstruction and rehabilitation of the Umuahia-Ikorepene Road will soon begin as the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, runs off its technical inspection of the design of the road. The road, which serves as a major link between the southeast and south-south zone of the country, has over the years degenerated to the point that it has become a huge distress for road users. Ronke Kolawole has the details.
The member representing Umuahia and Ikpuano Federal Constituency, Representative Sam Onuibu, described the exercise as a major breakthrough in his untiring efforts at the National Assembly to get the federal government to reconstruct the road. The federal lawmaker, who described the Umuahia-Ikorepene Road as strategic to the economy of his constituency and the entire southeast and south-south zones, thanked the Minister of Power, Works and Housing for granting his request, while appealing for immediate palliative work at the failed portion of the road within Oboro, Awomuku and Ariam Aziz.
We are entering a new phase, so I must use this opportunity to commend the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Rajafashala, for his interest in transforming, transportation in the country. And as a people, since I represent the good people of Great Ikwa and Umuahia, we are grateful to the federal government, and we are looking forward to the successful completion of this project.
The first phase of the dualization, according to the engineers, will begin from the Express Tower through Akanibian Road and terminate at Awomoboro in Ikpuano local government area of Abia State. In Umuahia, Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
From Abia, we go to Lagos, where Hingino is standing by with more reports. Hello, Hingino.
Thank you, Ronke, and welcome to Lagos. Health and safety experts have emphasized the need for effective organizational health and safety management practices in workplaces. The issues were raised at a program organized in Lagos by the International Labour Organization on the imperatives of safety in the workplace. Here are the details.
People engage in the usual hustle and bustle of life with the aim of meeting their needs. They engage in various occupations which keep the society moving. Though the work they do put food on their tables, some of such occupations are not without hazards, which may range from mild to life-threatening, even death. Statistics indicate that about 6,300 people die as a result of occupational accidents or work-related diseases daily, which is why the International Labour Organization is promoting safety, health, and decent work environment.
Employers have a duty of care to the workers, as the safety and health of workers can impact the social economic well-being of our nation.
If you don't manage occupational health and safety and you look at the ROI, return on investment, you cannot achieve it.
It's not something we should fight individually, because before they plant their establishment on this ground, Nigeria, they should have been given modus operandi, the conditions for work.
As workers go about their daily activities, the experts say health and safety should be a priority for greater productivity.
The relationship between reading, knowledge acquisition, intelligence, and personal empowerment is crucial for economic and societal development. These were the views of some educationists at an event in Lagos aimed at reviving reading culture in children. Annie Daniels has details.
Available statistics from the National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education show that 38% of Nigerians are non-literate and 4 in 10 primary school children cannot read for comprehension. This, without a doubt, is a great challenge that needs urgent attention. It was therefore to bring to the consciousness of parents and guardians the need to inject into their children and words the love for books that this event titled Hidden Treasures was organized.
For instance, even from age 1.5, what we call bedside stories, you read to them and that way they fall asleep. by the next day they are coming to you, Mommy, I want you to do the same thing you did last night. And it actually broadens their horizon.
Almost any information that you're looking for, whatever idea you're looking for, somebody somewhere has written it down in a book. So it's good to get children used to reading from an early age so that as they grow older, that habit remains with them.
These publishers re-emphasized that until reading becomes an innate affection for both young and old, several people, especially children, may not be able to identify and actualize their dreams.
Now more than ever, we have more Nigerian books, more Nigerian authors of children books. So the more books that children read that carry deep messages, the better for the society at large.
Once we get it right with their education, we've given them a leeway or leverage in life.
The event had children drawn from across Lagos State. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Lagos. We now head back to Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Thank you, Hingino. The Inspector General of Police Tactical Squad SAS team and counter-terrorism units have been dispatched to rescue abducted Magajin Garin Daura, Alhaji Musa Omar, alive and healthy. Magajin Garin Daura was abducted along Ingawa Kosada Road, according to a statement by the spokesman for the Nigeria Police Force, Katsina State Command, Gambo Isa. And to other matters now, the National Human Rights Commission, in collaboration with the African Court of Human and People's Rights, is holding an interactive session with non-governmental organizations to discuss the modalities of assessing the courts and making its decisions binding. Najatu Tijani reports.
Since Nigeria is yet to formally adopt the Declaration of Human Rights, already ratified by 9 other African countries, the National Human Rights Commission, with support from the African Court on Human and People's Rights, is leading non-governmental organizations in the cause to make this a reality. Justice Sylvain Auré is the president of the African Court, a quasi-judicial body charged with monitoring the implementation of the Charter across Africa. Citing achievements in Tanzania, he says Africa stands to gain judicial independence from partisanship, amongst other human rights benefits.
So it's very important to have one's right protected by this kind of international organizations. And of course, after having exercised local remedies at the national level.
The Commission stands to benefit if this declaration is made by Nigeria, because it's tantamount to expansion of the protection mandate, because that means more people will be able to access the court if Nigeria makes this declaration. So on our own part, we are encouraging the government. We'll keep doing that.
On a scale of 1 to 30, Africans have grappled with various forms of violence depicted on this banner, which constitute human rights violations. But the National Human Rights Commission, in partnership with the African Court of Justice, is pushing to ensure that Africans get justice at all times. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Let's take some commercial messages, more reports thereafter.
The Lafia Traditional Council cordially invites all friends and well-wishers of the Asian Kingdom of Lafia to the official installation and presentation of staff of office to the 17th Emir of Lafia, Bare Mbari, His Royal Highness Honorable Justice C.D. Bage I, JSC Retired, Chairman, Nasarawa State Council of Chiefs. The occasion will be performed by His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, Al-Aji Tanko Al-Makura. Date, Friday, 3rd May 2019. Venue, Lafia Emirate Council Secretariat, Emir's Palace, Lafia, Nasarawa State. Time, 10 a.m. Come and witness this historic event in the home of culture and tradition. Organizing Committee. Announcer.
The management of the Nigeria Television Authority (NTA), Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria (FRCN), and Voice of Nigeria cordially invites the general public to the 14th edition of the annual Ramadan lecture, which will inshallah hold on Saturday, 18th May 2019. The topic is Tolerance in Islam, to be delivered by Sheikh Muhammad Nuruddin Lemu, Director of Research and Training, Dawah Institute of Nigeria Islamic Education Trust, Mina, Niger State. The venue for the event is Lumana Multipurpose Hall, River Road, Jabi Road East, Ngorimi Jari, Kaduna by 9 a.m. Under the distinguished chairmanship of Lamido of Adamawa, His Royal Highness Muhammad Berkindo Aliyu Mustafa. The chief host is His Excellency Malam Nasr Ahmed El-Rufai, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State. Royal Father of the Day is His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Show Idris, CFA, Emir of Zazzau. The host, Malam Yakubin Muhammad, Director General of Nigeria Television Authority, Malam Mansur Liman, Director General of Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, and Dr. Osta Okechuku, Director General of Voice of Nigeria, announce our organizing committee. You are welcome.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
When you hear that sound, you know that Nigeria's most authentic newscast is about to begin. NTA Network News, breaking the news for over 40 years.
Thanks for being there. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, says building synergy among the various levels of government and policy making and tracking of the implementation of budget and projects is key to service delivery. The SGF said this at the maiden retreat for heads and permanent secretaries of Cabinet Affairs offices drawn from the federal and state ministries. Ahmed Ondus Ahmed was there.
Federal and state executive council meetings and other state affairs are serious business, and for an error-proof memoranda to come by, well-trained co-civil servants are charged with this responsibility. In preparation towards the inauguration of the new government come May 29, top members of the Cabinet Affairs Office are undergoing capacity building to reposition them for the task of enhancing efficient service delivery.
Sound policy options bring about good public policies and effective service delivery where there is the political will to follow through to implementation. It is clear that in a federation like Nigeria, facilitating policy coordination between the tiers of government is an important dimension to the work of Cabinet Affairs offices at the federal and state levels.
The forum also provided an avenue for experience sharing by some retired officers of the Cabinet Affairs Office and those in active service on the best global standard of generating memos to the end result when the citizens enjoy the dividends of democracy.
The Cabinet Affairs Office is more than just a secretariat for the meetings of the Federal Executive Council or the State Executive Council, as the case may be, or the National Council of States, or National Police Council. It is a key instrument for the coordination of policies, programs, and projects of government, and also the tracking of their implementation.
In fact, you should also regard your stay in this Cabinet Affairs Office as a capacity building aspect of your career, and you're going to learn things that you will not learn in any classroom situation. So,
our expectation, therefore, is that the outcome of this meeting will not only contribute towards a shared and deeper understanding of the role of Cabinet Affairs Offices in policy development and implementation, tracking, but it will help us to understand how the federal and state governments can collaborate and coordinate their efforts in the performance of these roles.
A manual on the model trend in the running of Cabinet Affairs Office was also unveiled at the event. Ahmed Ahmed, NTA News.
We now link up with Sokoto, where Sadia is standing by with more reports.
Ronke, welcome to Sokoto. Nigerian Television Authority is partnering Usman Nufude University Sokoto to address moral decadence and other social vices among youths. The partnership was reached between the Zonal Director, NTA Sokoto Network Center, and Vice Chancellor of the University. Sheikh Muhammad Detti reports.
The two organizations expressed concern about the alarming rate of social vices and loss of moral values among youths. They advocated for collaborative efforts among stakeholders, particularly the media and institutions of learning, to address social challenges visible in the society. Zonal Director, NTA Sokoto Network Center, Haja Sorutu Suleiman, pledged more programming that will promote the welfare of youths and make them more proactive.
NTA as a national media outfit is saddled with the responsibility of encouraging national unity, dialogue, and promoting the values and programs of the government.
Vice Chancellor Usman Nufude University Sokoto, Professor Abdullahi Abduzuru, underscored the role of media in changing and shaping the society, hence the need for partnership with NTA.
We should take it a step further, come up with other programs between the university and the NTA, purposely for educating our own people and bringing so many other things that the society requires in focus.
The Usman Nufude University Sokoto is set to establish a mass communication department to strengthen the partnership with Nigerian Television Authority and other media practitioners. In Sokoto, Sheikh Muhammad Detti, NTA News.
Substance abuse among females has been described as a menace that affects the hormones, menstrual cycle, fertility, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. This is the stand of scientists at the second annual interactive session organized by female support organization Usman Nufude University Sokoto towards maintaining well-being of female for a better society. The report.
The interactive session is to brainstorm on the female health with theme maintaining well-being of females for a better society. 3 papers were presented on the dangers of drug abuse among females and the effects on the society by Dr. Muftau Yunusa, Female Reproductive Health Issues, by Dr. Amina Gambo Umar, and the Drug Menace and Solutions by Malam Muhammad Dahiru of the NDLEA.
They feel comfortable to come to us whenever they have problems, that we are here to share with their problem and solve their problem.
This will give them the opportunity to know the use of simple paracetamol without doctor's prescription is dangerous to their health.
The issues of drug addiction, which dominated the session, explored the deterioration of health among female addicts, which causes all manners of ailments, stunted growth, cancer, and damage to vital organs. Other effects, especially among students, include poor memory or recollection and performance, leading to rustication and expulsion. The students were advised to avoid getaway drugs and be conscious of their future through patience and perseverance.
That's it from Sokoto. It's now back to Ronke in Abuja. Good evening.
Thank you, Sadia. A handwritten Quran called Kato Badnawi has been presented in Abuja by clerics from different parts of the world. Drafted in the watch style, it was written in Borno by indigenous scholars and printed in Egypt after undergoing rigorous scrutiny by various notable Islamic clerics and scholars. Governor Ibrahim Gaidam of Yobe State believes the new translation is a source of inspiration, guidance, and wisdom. Hence, it should be well studied, understood, and respected all over the world.
I'm happy to inform this gathering that as a result of this noble initiative, 100,000 copies of the Standard Holy Quran have now been produced by the Yobe State government for distribution to masjids, madras, and Sangaya schools, ulamas, and individuals. I and members of my team consider this work as a significant milestone towards furtherance of the cause of Islam, and therefore fervently pray, Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka anta samiul alim.
Kemi is waiting on the wings in Ibadan to give us more stories. Kemi, it's over to you now.
Thank you, Ronke, and welcome to Ibadan. Favorable policy formulation and execution of developmental projects are key to sustainable economic growth in the country. This is the take of economic experts at the Nigeria Institute of Social and Economic Research, NISA, in Ibadan. Shola Wahid has the report.
Economic recession and also consumption pattern in Nigeria was a fulcrum on which the guest lecturer, Dr. Oluwakemi Ukua, explained that a nation plunges into recession when there is a general decline in gross domestic product, income, employment, manufacturing, sales, consumer spending, among others.
So this is April, and we're seeing not yet started implementing the 2019 budgets. It may have a great impact on the growth of the economy, especially in terms of investment and consumption.
Dr. Folani Gbadebo-Smith stressed that the institution is equipped and blessed with resource personnel that can generate credible knowledge through quality research that will enhance speedy national development.
When you are in recession, people do not invest. When you are in recession, jobs are lost. Society becomes unstable. All sorts of negative events begin to show up.
Participants at the seminar urged government to develop policies for economic growth and review the local content law in awarding contracts while also boosting investors' confidence. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Ibadan is noted for its rich cultural antecedents. To preserve this age-long heritage, cultural festival which showcases the heritage of the Ibadan people is brought to the fore. Grace Bamidele was at the Adamasingba Stadium, venue of this year's Ibadan Cultural Festival, in our reports.
Ibadan, the city known for rusty roofs, according to local historians, was initially a war camp. But with westernization and civilization, it's metamorphosed into a large, growing city. To restore the traditional values of the Ibadan people and by extension, Yoruba land, the Ibadan Cultural Festival to celebrate the culture and people of Ibadan.
If Oshogo Festival can be sponsored by United Nations, nothing stops us from getting sponsorship from United Nations for Ibadan Festival.
All and sundry to encourage their culture.
The event, which saw the display of various cultural groups, masquerades and cavalry of the Ibadan warlords, was also an avenue to honor distinguished and patriotic Ibadan indigenes that have made meaningful impacts to humanity.
We can all march forward and Ibadan can continue to move higher and higher.
With 1,681 villages, 31 towns, and 11 local government areas, the Ibadan Cultural Festival is celebrated annually with a view to showcasing the rich cultural heritage of the ancient city of Ibadan to the outside world. In Ibadan, Grace Bamdele, NTA News.
That's it from Ibadan. Ronke, back to you.
Thank you, Kemi. The Nigerian Navy has continued to sustain its fight against all forms of criminalities along the nation's waterways with the recent arrest of contraband goods worth more than 25 million naira. Commander, Nigerian Navy ship Victory, Commander Vincent Okeke, said the effort is aimed at boosting the socio-economic sector while keeping the maritime domain safe. Mesinto has the report.
The Nigerian Navy ship Victory has been consistent in the fight against smuggling from other neighboring countries. The recent is the arrest of 8 suspects with 724 bags of rice worth 13 million naira. Another is the arrest of 14 suspects with 375 bags of rice worth 7 million naira alongside a wooden boat carrying 105 drums of petrol, PMS, worth 6 million naira.
Bunkers, smugglers, militants, they should all stay away. I assure all women
Nigerians, seafarers, that the water is safe for them.
The custom authorities who received the contraband lauded the Nigerian Navy for the feat.
I'm elated at this kind of development. It means that we can relatively say this particular aspect of the Nigerian waterway will be not safe for any smuggler.
The suspects are to be prosecuted, out of which 8, including 3 Cameroonians, are to undergo further investigation. In Calabar, Messenger, NTA News.
Maiduguri studio is where we go now for more reports on Nationwide. Abubakar is our guide.
Thank you, Ronke, and a warm welcome to Maiduguri. Troops of Operation Lafia Dole have foiled a suicide bomb attack on Molai Bariki Hospital, outskirts of Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, in the early hours of yesterday. In a statement, the Deputy Director, Army Public Relations, 7th Division, Colonel Ado Issa, said 3 suicide bombers infiltrated Molai Bariki Hospital and, on sighting troops, detonated their IEDs, killing themselves alone, while a doctor and 2 patients sustained injuries. The Army says normalcy has been restored to the community and people going about their activities unhindered. The construction of over 40 mega schools in Borno is a turning point in the resuscitation of the school system and the education sector, as hundreds of thousands of orphans, IDP's children, the indigent and host community are benefiting. The schools will not only enhance the economy of the state, provide jobs for thousands, but raise literacy levels and reduce number of street children, easy recruits for criminals. Mohammed Goni takes a look at the impact of these mega schools in the post-insurgency Borno.
The education sector in the northeast has been the primary target of Boko Haram insurgency, with Borno State bearing much of the burden of school destruction. With facilities in the existing public schools, especially in the metropolis, overstretched and open numbering over 50,000 requiring support, care and education, it became necessary for government to conceive the mega school solution to bridge the institutional capacity deficit. The mega schools, when fully operational, will not only enhance the gains of economic revival of Borno in the post-insurgency period, but create thousands of jobs for new teachers and other manpower needs for effective management.
Borno State government is making sure that we do not allow any of these pupils to pay a dime in the school. We are going to provide everything. All the school materials we are going to provide to the pupils.
The completed schools have all the necessary teaching, learning and recreational as well as sporting equipment, while boarding facilities for 1,000 and above per school are provided to make the institution home to those who have none, while bicycles were provided for children of IDPs and host communities to attend school and return home. This is in addition to boarding pupils receiving 3 square meals, while the day pupils getting 2 square meals plus free uniform and books. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Goni, NTA News.
As part of efforts by the federal government to sustain provision of qualitative health care services, the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital has acquired a microtumor ablation machine for the treatment of tumors or cancers. The machine, first of its kind to be provided to a tertiary health institution in the country, is one of the latest technology that supports improvement in management of cancer victims, thereby increasing chances of survival. Amina Fidi Amadou has the rest of the story.
The microtumor ablation machine is the first not only in the country but the whole of West African sub-region. The radiofrequency ablation is a minimally invasive treatment for cancer which normally uses heat to destroy the malignant cells. Chief Medical Director of the institution, Professor Ame Ahijo, says it is a new technique used globally to fight cancer, especially in cases where it is difficult to carry out surgery.
A non-invasive, what we mean by that, we don't have to do overt surgery to treat the cancer. We use radiation for the treatment. Generally, it applies to solid tumors and cystic tumors. And it's difficult to say a particular kind of treatment that offers management for all forms of diseases.
If we are the pioneer, then it falls on us to now train
our colleagues in other hospitals.
The University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital is the first to acquire the machine and commence service. In Maiduguri, I'm in Amadu, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Maiduguri. Ronke, it's now back to you in Abuja for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Many thanks, Abubakar. Nigerians, particularly the youth, have been reminded of the need to shun violence, corruption, and see themselves as partners in the nation-building process. This was when a group of young Nigerians known as Generation Next Envoy visited the management of the NTA. Kendi Olaleye has that report.
It is on record that the 2019 general election has the highest number of young people contesting in any election held in the country. This was inbuilt to the passage of the Not Too Young to Run bill into law by President Muhammadu Buhari, which has raised the hope of many Nigerian youths who have never considered themselves as part of the nation-building process. Part of such is this group of young Nigerians who are changing the narrative by taking the message of integrity and patriotism to all the Nigerians. The Generation Next Envoy, which has the mandate to create awareness among the youth, believe that core values as a nation should be revived.
So we are trying to see how we can inculcate these values, give leadership as well as mentoring training, so that we'll produce the next generation of leaders that have these core values as their identity and as a bedrock of leadership in order to move our country forward.
The Director General of NTA, who was represented by the Director of Programs, acknowledged the effort of the group and assured them of NTA's support in their quest to awaken a sense of belonging among Nigerian youth.
The NTA feels very proud always to associate itself with individuals, organizations, and groups like yours that is out to ensure positive attitudinal and behavioral change in the people of Nigeria, so that Nigeria will grow greater.
The group is coming up with a program which will celebrate true heroes of democracy in Nigeria. Kendi Olaleye, NTA News.
We now take another short break.
The Kiana Traditional Council cordially invites all friends and well-wishers of the ancient kingdom of Kiana to the official installation and presentation of staff of office to His Royal Highness Alhaji Abdullahi Amigra Agbo III, the Osana of Kiana and Chairman Kiana LG Traditional Council. The occasion will be performed by His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State Alhaji Tanko Umar Al-Makura.
Date, Saturday, 4th May 2019. Venue, 4-yard of Kiana Local Government Council, Ashina, Kiana. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Come and witness this historic event in the Salt City, home of culture, tradition, commerce, and cradle of Alago history and civilization. Announcer, Mike Omeri, Obowu Kiana, and Ogonowa Nogiza, Deputy Chairman, Planning Committee.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous, whether you do it for fun or for political gains. Real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA. Get the latest news and updates from across Nigeria on NTA Nationwide. NTA Nationwide, weekdays by 4 p.m. Get it first, get it fresh.
I have this cheering news for you that Nigeria has qualified for handball event of 2019 All-African Games as stakeholders brainstorm on drug-free sports in Abuja. Kenema Budike has the package.
Nigeria's senior national men and women's handball teams have both qualified for this year's All-African Games scheduled for Rabat, Morocco in June after recording emphatic victories on Wednesday in the regional qualifiers held in Burkina Faso. The men's team defeated Benin Republic 35-29 goals, while the women's team beat host Burkina Faso by 33-26 goals to pick the much-needed tickets. Team Nigeria to the just concluded 2019 Africa Senior Weightlifting Championships